ASMR. Finest. Yo, so finally back with another episode for you guys. It's been a while, I understand that, and I'm excited to get back on this journey. So I hope also that this thing here is actually working. In this video, I am going to basically be going over the future video ideas, what I have. So some of them, I was going to keep it like on the quiet side and not tell people what I was going to be doing, but I've come to terms with that just gives other people an opportunity to then have them ideas and push out videos and stuff. So I may as well just let people know what my plans are. I mean, people might still end up seeing it and then jump on that before I end up doing it, but I honestly don't care anymore.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I'll just explain some of the cool ideas that I've got coming up. Also, I'm going to be talking about the sort of downsides to having a lot of muscle.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, you're probably sitting there thinking, what do you mean downsides to having a lot of muscle? As I would have thought as well. But what am I talking about? So, as much as it's really cool to look at and it looks good, having loads of muscle, there is actually downsides to it as well. I don't necessarily mean me, however, throughout this I'm going to be relating back to what I've experienced, but this just makes me give way more credit to the open guys, even from a tiny little bit of adversity that I've had from gaining a lot of weight quickly over the last sort of 4 weeks or so. So when you're in prime show condition and you're depleted and you're lightweight, so for example for me, I was 85 kilograms when I was on my last prep, and in a week's time you do something called a rebound. So you can either control the rebound where you back off slowly and you stick on the meal prep, but you sort of, obviously you're going to have like a cheat meal after the show or something probably, but then you go back onto prep meals, but you just add more and then you slowly build it back up to allow your body to adapt to them changes, adapt to the carbs coming back in, etc, etc. Or you can just go rogue and just start eating whatever you want, which is essentially what I done it even worse the first time that I competed, but essentially I've done it again this time, but nowhere near as bad, and was more smart about it, added in stuff that sort of supported my liver and stuff like that, so then when all of this extra nutrients was coming in, sodium, etc, it was controlling it a lot better. So 1 week later I was 95 kilograms. So that doesn't sound like super extreme. In reality, it's actually super extreme. Okay, so there is all of the downsides in the health side of things. So like putting on that much weight that quickly is going to put loads of pressure on your body. It's going to put loads of pressure on your internal organs. It's going to put high blood pressure because you've gained weight really quickly. And I'm not really going to go into the sort of like internal health, the internal health problems that can cause by putting on that much weight that quickly, etc. But what I am going to go into is sort of the more funny side of things as to why putting that on that quickly, or even just being that big in that general, is actually quite hard and funny. So I'm going to start off with the one that sort of was the hardest for me. So obviously when you're way above what you're naturally meant to sit at, you struggle to do a lot of things. So one, your flexibility goes a bit, right, obviously because you're blowing up more, and two, just like obviously doing cardio becomes harder because you're heavier. You're already carrying around a 10 kilogram plate everywhere you're going because you've just pumped up that weight or whatever. So your body's not used to it. Right, so the first one is showering. So I didn't go to the gym for a little while when I was having a little break. As I explained in my last video, if you haven't seen that, it would make a lot more sense for you to go and watch that. I'll put that up there so you can see it if you want to, and that'll just make everything a lot easier. And basically I took time for the gym. I didn't really want to go to the gym, and then I went back to the gym after probably about a week and a half of not going and just loading up my carb stores and my glycogen stores to the absolute max. So I was eating the pasta, the rice, the pizzas, the chocolate. I was eating a lot of carb stuff. So when I went back to the gym, I could feel myself when I was like walking around after pumping all them carbs and stuff. Like my calves, my legs and everything were getting a bit pumped on. And then I went back to a small gym, which I knew nobody at, so it was a bit easier for me to go to. And the pump was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous that, like, when I was working out, yeah, okay, it was good, because in one aspect I was really conscious and thinking that I didn't look very good because I wasn't completely shredded as I was a couple of weeks ago because of the water and literally the fat and everything else had come back on. However, the pump was sort of helping me a bit because I was happy that I was looking bigger in one aspect, if you know what I mean. But the thing is, I was going to the gym, and then from the gym I had my clothes, my towel, everything with me. I was going to shower and meet my family at a meal. So I gave myself 20 minutes to get showered and changed, right? Went up, I done chest, I done push session, so chest, shoulders, tries, something like that. Nothing major. And I struggled to wash. I tell you, the only part of my hair that got washed was this front bit right here, because I could not physically run my hands. I couldn't push my hands any further back than that. So that is the part that got done. And washing my armpits, I couldn't wash my armpits properly. And this is me not even exaggerating. So I completely feel for the people, the pro bodybuilders, the open bodybuilders, or not even pro, but just people that are 300 pounds, which is like, or 350 pounds. That's like pushing nearly 200 kg people. Like, they are not naturally meant to be that big. Some of them aren't even at 6 foot tall. And so I really now give way more credit to them guys who are walking around like that and have the daily struggles, basically. But yeah, so what I had that happened to do is put soap on the back of my fingers here and basically push my elbow onto the wall and lean into it so I could then wash under my armpits for both sides. And it's needless to say that even putting my socks on when I was getting changed afterwards took a lot longer than what it would have done if I wasn't that pumped up and that bloated from all the super high carbs and whatever, if I hadn't put that much weight on. Essentially, I was late for the meal. It didn't matter too much because we still got the table, etc. But yeah, I was late for the meal because of how long it took me. It ended up taking me about 45 minutes to get showered and dressed, rather than the 20 minutes that I'd assumed it would take. So there is downsides. Although they're funny, there is downsides to having that much muscle. Next time you see someone who's either in peak off season or just huge in general, they are making other sacrifices that they don't necessarily talk about as well, like this sort of thing, the mobility and whatnot. When they've got a pump, it's probably way more ridiculous than what I was feeling, and I felt pretty ridiculous that I couldn't even wash my own hair and body easily. It was a mission. There's other things like if you're lucky enough to either work from home or be in civilian clothes when you're working, happy days. But for people who's got a uniform, if you're changing your body all the time, so for me, when I was having my uniform and I was on prep, it's absolutely fine. It fits just normal because I'm 85 kg, and that's like around the weight that I would have been for the last, I don't know, couple of years or something like that. Nothing like fluctuating too much. But as soon as I put all that weight back on and I came back to work, I completely forgot about like how that would affect that. Do you know what I mean? So I went to put on my rig, and the trousers were like almost skin tight. I mean, they're still pretty tight right now, even though I've dropped a little bit of water weight this week, because I can tell because my vascularity is coming back a little piece, but they're still pretty tight. And the arms and everything on my shirts, they're still fairly tight as well. And again, that's funny, that's all well and good until you've done like a 12-hour day and it fucking hurts just to be in your own fucking uniform.
Please! No!
So there's a funny side to it, but it's uncomfortable at the end of the day. So yeah, that's another one to be aware of. But I'm going to go into some of the fun stuff that I'm going to be doing in the future episodes. But let's get into some of these things that I'm going to be doing in the future episodes to sort of get people excited to see it, hopefully, because I've probably been talking about why why it's fucking stupid to have so much muscle for far too long. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck, shut up. Anyway, so to kick it off with, obviously in this relaxed sort of period, getting back into it and all, my diet isn't super strict, so that gives me the opportunity to do stuff like eating challenges again. I say again, I didn't really do an eating challenge. We done the Chinese taster challenge, which if you haven't seen, I'll put that up there. That was really good. Brought a load of stuff from like a Chinese market and basically tasted everything off, like fresh off the bat on camera. It was pretty good. But anyway, so yeah, eating challenges. I kind of want to do like a big eating challenge at a restaurant or something and see if I can actually compete it, because when you're on prep, you think that you can eat everything when it comes, like when prep finishes. This is a bit of an out there video. I've never seen anybody do this, and I don't know if you're really meant to be doing this, but over the last sort of couple of years, there's been hype about the B12 injection. So some old school bodybuilders, I can't remember his name exactly, used to use B12 injections and used to claim that it used to boost his performance by an incredible amount. And in recent years, people have jumped back on that bandwagon and have said, because people are usually deficient in the B12 sector, that is helping them out with training, recovery, feeling better, etc, etc. So what I'm going to do is probably order in some B12 and basically document it and see how I actually feel, and show everyone exactly how it works and what I end up using, etc, just to see if it really does work or if people are just talking rubbish. And also I want to do a challenge of 1,000 grams of protein.
I love protein.
I don't know why I've picked 1,000. I just feel like that is an absolutely absurd amount of protein. So I want to just get 1,000 grams worth of protein on a table one day and just go ham on it and just see if I can get through 1,000 grams of protein. Don't know what that's going to do to my insides. Don't know if it's going to kill me, or don't know if it's going to give me absolutely massive biceps. But we'll see, and I'll put it out so everyone can see. I also want to order in a full professional cupping therapy set and basically just do that as well, document that, and then show you and see if it's actually beneficial, like benefits me, because I've never tried cupping. That's one of the only like forms of recovery that I haven't really tried, so that could be a good video. Also, I put on my Instagram like a month or two ago my sort of daily vitamin stack, like these. I literally put up a video of me replanning one of these, and I didn't really go into why I take each one of them, so I'll do a video basically explaining the benefits of each one of these vitamins that I take and why I personally take them, because I didn't want to go into too much detail on that. I just wanted to sort of use that video to show you the ease of putting them into them tubs every day. So yeah, the last sort of one I want to talk about is a ration pack video. So that might be me explaining how I would use it in my job, and because people liked that before when I was talking about it on a short video, or that might be some sort of eating challenge to see if I can eat a whole 24-hour ration pack for a soldier within one sitting, or maybe do a get someone on there and do like a sort of taste tester version of it. Might be getting someone on to try it out, we will see. And yeah, that is basically it. That's all the plans, so that's what you got to look forward to. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, share, because we're coming back. And until next time, make sure you're making them juicy gains. Boom.